JD Vance sat down over the weekend and had a little bit of an interview. This specifically is about indictments over the grand conspiracies of Russiagate, the Russia hoax. This is what JD Vance had to say about that. Let's play this video.
Do you want to see indictments?
I absolutely want to see indictments, Maria. Look, of course, you got to have the law follow the facts here. You don't just indict people to indict people. You indict people because they broke the law. But if you look at what Tulsi and Kash Patel have revealed in the last couple of weeks, I don't know how anybody can look at that and say that there wasn't aggressive violations of the law. What they basically did is they defrauded the American people in order to take Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign talking points and turn them into intelligence by defrauding the American people, defrauding the intelligence agencies, lying about what the intel said. They would take something that supported a Hillary Clinton campaign talking point and they would overemphasize it and exaggerate it. They took anything that actually contradicted that narrative and they buried it deep. And through that, they actually laundered Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign talking points through the American intelligence services. That's a violation of the people's trust. That's a violation of what our intelligence services should be doing. And I absolutely think they broke the law. And you're going to see a lot of people get indicted for that. Here's the thing that should really bother the American people. What do you want our intelligence community to be doing? I want them to be catching bad guys. I want them to be making sure that terrorists aren't going to kill innocent American civilians. I don't want them laundering Hillary Clinton's campaign talking points into the American media and giving them this air of legitimacy. It is sick and it's disgusting. It hurt the intelligence community. It hurt the American people and it hurt the first Trump administration. We've got to have consequences for it or we're just going to see the same play repeated again and after.
Yeah. What he said.
That's why he's going to be the next president in 2028, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get some American flags for JD Vance going on right there. I love what he said, that not only did he say the talking point of like, of course we want to see indictments and all this stuff, but again, the bigger thing is, yes, we have to have justice, 1,000,000%, but we also must fix the current issues and the current problems. We want to see our intelligence agencies working to catch the criminals, not working to do what the shadow government, the deep state want them to do so they can line their own pockets. That's the thing, man. We got to have people that are up in DC to do the right thing, not to do the get rich thing. And you have to do both at the same time. So which one is the thing that you do first? I don't know. If you indict them while the system's still broken, then is the indictment actually going to do anything? Probably not. So you need to do both. You got to fix the system. And then once the system is to a point where you feel like you can actually get somebody pushed all the way through, then I think that's when you drop the hammer. So again, JD Vance showing why he was selected to be the VP and why I think he is the heir apparent to the presidency. But that's not all. We've got let's keep going. This is JD on, what is this, Russiagate? Mm-hmm. All right, let's do it.
I absolutely want to see indictments, Maria. Look, of course, you got to have the law follow the facts.
Okay, I don't know why that's in there. That's the same video.
That's the same video?
Yep.
All right. Well,
I mean, different wording, but same thing.
Let's go with...
this is in Alaska.
All right. This is about the meeting with Putin then. Here we go. Let's do this.
I've got to give the president a huge amount of credit here, Maria, because this is a major breakthrough for American diplomacy. If you go back, this war's been going on for over 3 years at this point, well over 1 million Russians and Ukrainian dead soldiers. And as the president says, the numbers are probably much higher than the official tally indicates. There has been no substantial breakthrough. And for 6 months, the president himself, he's asked me, he's asked Secretary Rubio, of course, Steve Witkoff. We have been aggressively working, trying to break the logjam. One of the most important logjams is that Vladimir Putin said that he would never sit down with Zelensky, the head of Ukraine, and the president has now got that to change. We're at a point now where we're now trying to figure out, frankly, scheduling and things like that around when these three leaders could sit down and discuss an end to this conflict. Now, what do I think is ultimately going to come out of this? Look, it's actually very simple. If you take where the current line of contact between Russia and Ukraine is, we're going to try to find some negotiated settlement that the Ukrainians and the Russians can live with, where they can live in relative peace, where the killing stops. It's not going to make anybody super happy. Both the Russians and the Ukrainians probably at the end of the day are going to be unhappy with it. But I don't think you can actually sit down and have this negotiation absent the leadership of Donald J. Trump.
Okay, so go ahead, Tony.
I was just going to ask, why are they meeting in Alaska? I mean, out of all the places, I mean, if Putin's coming, if you have a world leader coming to the United States, why not meet in Washington like they usually do?
Because it would be a huge flight for him to do that, whereas it's a short flight from Alaska. And and the symbolism of it, we bought Alaska from Russia. You know, I mean, I get it.
Yeah, I mean, that does make sense. But I mean, now you have President Trump who has traveled from Washington to Alaska.
I think it's them traveling kind of like the same, like close to the same amount of distance.
It's just weird to me. I get it, but
and so it's Trump kind of meeting halfway. Again, the peacemaker in chief is what Donald Trump is probably going to go down as if he pulls this off. So again, I like what Jim says there, because here's the thing. In a peace deal, there is not one side that's super happy and the other side gets screwed. That's not how it works. Both sides are not going to be happy about something, but where we're at now with this is, what is each side willing to be unhappy about? That's where we are. Like what is each side willing to compromise? But really the compromise is, hey, what are you willing to be pissed about and still sign a deal? Because either one of you wins and takes over the other country, or we get a peace deal. And a peace deal means that both of you got to have something that you don't like. And here's what I do know. If Donald Trump is making the attempt to go all the way to meet Vladimir Putin in person, they are closer to a deal than people realize. Like Donald Trump would not be doing this. Let me just reiterate one more time. Donald Trump would not allow himself to be potentially embarrassed by Vladimir Putin if they weren't closer than we might know on a potential deal. I think we're close enough on a deal that now it's time to put the boss in the freaking room.